Yeah.
Was there talk about Logan suing you, Steven, right? Yeah. I think he walked that back.
Yeah, he walked that back. I mean, we had a conversation. It was off the record, but then I got clearance to share some of the details of it, like the fact that he basically said, you know, he's not going to sue me. But yeah, he was basically saying I had defamed his name by just saying that he's the only one who did anything wrong, which just wasn't true. I mean, I literally at the end of the video, I was like, I don't know who you can point more blame at. So then I put it in the hands of the people who lost money. And then those investors were the ones who were like, yeah, actually everyone's to blame with all this. So the whole thing was built on this strange premise of that I only cared about Logan Paul and this whole thing. And I think Charlie pointed out in some of his response videos. Honestly, Charlie's been doing some of the response videos for me because I honestly after he does a video on it, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much what I was going to say too. But yeah, no, he was saying oh yeah, he only cares about me, Logan Paul, but it's clearly in my videos that was not the case. I focused a lot on the people who actually stole the majority of the money, which was Eddie Ibanez and Jake Crypto King. So yeah, there's a lot of shady characters in this. You can't point to one person.
But again, you've made the claim before, or at least Charlie has, I guess,
as a spokesperson.
Yeah, that Logan Paul does share a lot of the blame because he was the one that hired these people. He hired the the criminals that orchestrated this.
Without
Maybe
a doubt,
he didn't know that they were going to do what they did, but still,
But they kind of knew they were shady all along. I mean, you guys know the lore of Crypto King is the whole collectibles guru Pokemon guy, and he was embroiled in this massive scandal. So it's just strange that Logan would pick that guy again. And then Jeff Levin, arguably the worst manager in the world from my perspective, he decided he was gonna keep Eddie Ibanez on the project after he knew he faked basically winning a Super Bowl. He said he won a Super Bowl for the Eagles, and he was told before they launched it, this guy's faking the whole thing, and then he still hires them. So these guys knew. I mean, it's just so strange. So I'm happy with my manager choice of Charlie doing all my spokesman work for me. But yeah, no, I'm still shocked that Jeff still has a job with Logan.
I don't get it. I legitimately do think he keeps Jeff around kind of as the court jester who also takes punches for him. It's oh, Coffee never reached out to me. He talked to my illiterate assistant or manager, Jeff.
Why would you make your court jester your manager?
Because it gives him this shield almost. My manager's so fucking dumb, I never even saw these things.
That's true.
Jeff's the strangest character in all of this, honestly. He also went on impulsive with them, but then didn't really say anything. I thought the whole thing was strange. I was like, what does this guy do exactly? If he can't answer a call for Logan or he can't respond on Logan's behalf, what exactly is this guy's job? I think, Charlie, maybe you're right. Maybe that is all it is. It's just whenever he has a problem, he calls up Jeff to, go try to solve it.
Yeah, poorly. And then it's plausible deniability. Well, I sicked the dog Jeff on it, and I can't believe it didn't get done for the millionth fucking time.
But that would only work for the first 2 times. And then they're why do you keep using Jeff?
It's worked for the last 5 times. Jeff is the one that suggests every bad idea he ever has to him.
Chad is saying better call Jeff as a reference to Saul, but I have to say Saul Goodman actually got shit done. Jeff doesn't sound like that kind.
No, Jeff is not that kind. Make no mistake.
Honestly, I think if you're Logan and you're actually reflecting on this, I think one of the biggest takeaways has to be that your team cannot tell you no. Nobody can tell Logan no on his team. There's nobody who's sort of honest. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons for this whole failure is Logan comes up with this dumb idea of CryptoZoo, which is, if you don't know NFTs, it's a really complicated project, actually. You have this cross-chain hatching with ETH and Binance Smart Chain. They have to work together. You have this yielding idea. You have these NFTs are becoming new NFTs. It's a very complicated idea. And they clearly did not have the resources or the know-how or just the infrastructure to make this happen. But there's no one who Logan goes to with these ideas who just tells him Logan, this is a terrible idea.
So do you think it's similar to the Kanye situation where just a bunch of grifters have attached themselves to Kanye, like barnacles on the side of a ship? They just attach themselves to Logan and just pitched him an idea that sounded good to him, and he has all the funding, and they just blow smoke up his ass and run away with the money.
I think it's more that maybe Logan like curates this list of people. Just like I think Kanye, I think you can tell, like, it's not just that Kanye, no one's good around Kanye. I think like at a certain point when you have that much power, you can be around whoever you want. So if you're around people who only like kiss your butt, it's because you want that to be the case. And so I think, yeah, I mean, I think, for example, in the Kanye example, I think Kanye's at fault for not having anyone around Kanye to like, you know, basically call him out.
Oh,
I think
agree.
it's sort of the same here.
I agree, but I'm just saying at the same time, you can tell that like Milo and Fuentes and shit, they are kind of taking advantage of him, taking his phone to tweet out their fucking own links and such. So I was wondering if it's a similar situation there. The rich guy just wants people to say yes to his face, regardless of if they run away with his money. And
he's not the victim still.
No, of course he's not the victim. You're just interesting to me how I guess these guys surround themselves with the yes men who turn out to kind of con them at the end of it.
It's just easier for them.
Yeah, it's not necessarily surprising considering being told yes feels good. Like I can see why it's the easiest thing. It's like the path of least resistance. You don't want to. At the same time, you don't want to surround yourself with people who are constantly shooting down your ideas and stuff, and especially when you've got the YouTuber ego. But it is the healthy thing. Like Coffee is kind of saying, like, you need people around you that are able to comfortably tell you, hey, that idea is dog shit. That's why we work so well. I'm not afraid to shoot down Charlie's dumb ideas and vice versa. I mean, we spent 300 episodes shooting down all my ideas. It's healthy.
But the difference is, like, your ideas are just not good. Like, and you need to know that. So we're doing you
Jackson,
a favor.
you need a man who just reminds you of what you're doing.
That's all I have. I need at least one yes man.
That's not true. I try to be supportive. Whenever you come up with really terrible ideas for podcast names, I tell you, yeah.
Jackson, I'm your yes man. I say yes, that's a bad idea.
I feel like YouTubers especially need no people in their life, though, because the YouTube audience tends to be super positive, like on the whole, right? They can go turn against you, but you're kind of curating this group of people who just like you, who think all your ideas are great, and you're sort of the leader of that group. I mean, more or less. So, like, I feel like outside your life, it's actually critical. The bigger you get, the more you need people who just will tell you things honestly, because it becomes
100%.
harder to get that. Like, I mean, I have no idea what it's like to be as popular as, you know, Charlie or Logan or all these like guys who've been around a long time. But even just, I've noticed, because I've kind of like taken a bump recently, and I've noticed the number of people who want to reach out to me who are like entirely positive in their approach has skyrocketed, right? Because all of a sudden, I guess I have something to offer them, or like I'm useful to them. So as you grow, you sort of more and more are sort of filtering out all the people who have honest intentions with you. So I think it's actually more critical, like the bigger you are, to cultivate like those old friends or people like who do not feel that they have to be a certain way around you, and they just like call you out on your bullshit. So no, I feel like this is a pretty straightforward realization, though. It's like, this is not a profound Confucius saying. It's like pretty basic realization of how fame works.
Yeah,
but it's also job security, though. Like in Jeff's case, I'm assuming that his entire career is tied up in Logan. So he's not going to want to rock the boat and cause Logan to be like, hey, I don't want to hang out with this guy anymore, which is in turn going to lose in his job. It's job security to some degree.
Yeah, well, absolutely. In Jeff's case, he would legitimately act like a fleshlight for Logan if he needed it. That guy he has nowhere else to go. Like, I don't even think he has, like, any qualifications elsewhere. I don't know a ton about Jeff aside from, like, the surface level stuff, but he is so fucking bad at his job, it's unreal.
There's always Kanye. He could switch boats midstream, you know, just jump on the Kanye bandwagon.
I guess,
like, hey, Kanye, you want an NFT game?
Oh, can you imagine the Kanye NFT crypto zoo?
Ooh. I can absolutely imagine, yeah. What the fuck has Kanye been up to lately?
He took a break. What has he been up to? Like very recently? Like you've seen the Alex Jones stuff, right? Like the
yes. Yeah. I mean, post Alex Jones, and I think he went on Gavin McInnes's show, and after that I've heard nothing. Like he just
disappeared from the limelight.
Yeah, he took a break, I heard. Like he's knowingly stepping away for a bit. Good.
There's only one thing that's going to save Kanye at this point, and that's a an Anthony Fantano 10 out of 10 album. That's the only thing that can save his career.
The big.
It's not looking good after his last few albums. I'll just say that.
Yeah,
it's not looking likely.
Well, you never know. He could drop some heat out of nowhere, and then everyone's gonna have to be like, "Well, look, I don't agree with Ye anymore. This music speaks for itself."
Music is the only thing that'll make this right.
Yeah, you got to separate the art from the.